Hi everyone, my name is Juan Lopez. I'm the Sales and Marketing Director for Las Torres Patagonia. Uh, and thank you for showing interest in getting to know more about Las Torres. Today I'm gonna give you a quick update on what we are doing today and how is the coming season, how it's looking the coming season. So first of all, for all of you who doesn't know, um, Las Torres or the national park, Torres del Paine National Park, is very well known for the towers. The towers are located right here, and it's one of the main attraction in the destination and in the Chilean Patagonia. And also the Great Glacier, which is located right, in the west side of the national park. The national park is very well known also for the multi-day trekking, and the W is the main one. I don't know if you can follow my mouse, but my pointer here, you will see the W shape. And that's the W trekking, usually 5 days, although we also offer some shorter versions like the W Express that's finished in Paine Grande. And also we offer a new program that is called W Express Plus, which is one extra night in the hotel. Also, the national park is very well known for the O circuit, which is 8 days trekking. Okay, remember that the family that owns all this land in the national park, which represent 2% of the total land in the area. That's 2%, and I'm going to tell you a little bit of a history here. The family bought the land 50 years ago for cattle purposes, not knowing that this would become a really, a famous tourism or tourist attraction. And then they, as I mentioned to you, they bought the land for cattle purposes. With the time passing, when the tourism came, and back at the time, as yes, I have to mention, back at the time, the national park used to be only this area around the Peo Lake. And with the time passing, when the towers were discovered, when the tower became more popular, and travelers started visiting the destination, um, the family was pushed to move into the tourism business. So that's how they first started it with the hotel. The hotel started it at the beginning only with 9 rooms. And then with the time, as the business was growing, they were adding more rooms into the current property that we have, which is 74 rooms and located right here at the base of the trekking trails to the base of the towers. Okay, so that's a little bit of history. That's how we end up, or the family end up owning this 2% of the land inside the national park. Okay, so we are sort of an intake land, a holding land inside the national park, which is our main attribute. Okay, as I mentioned, I have to say that here, when I don't know if you can see here my mouse, Laguna Marga, it's Laguna around here, that's where the national park gate is located. So from here to our property, there are 7 kilometers of distance. As I mentioned to you, the family started the business with a little hostel, or little residential guest house. But then with the time, the business was growing, and the family also decided at some point to build more accommodation options. That's how the family ended up developing cabins in the Cuernos area around here, and also mountain lodges in French, Cuernos, and Central area, and also camping option all around the W, or most of the W trekking. Um, um, inside of the land that the family owns, but also we operate the rest of the W and the O circuit, working in partnership with the concession company that manage the rest of the land. Okay, so as I already said, we manage the entire land as a natural and cultural reserve. So there is a management plan that we have in place that is looking after all, the sustainability of the destination of the land, And also we offer different accommodation options, as I said, the hotel, the mountain hostel, mountain cabins, and the camping option, which I have to say is not a simple camping. I will show you photos later, but this is a very high standard of camping. Our unique selling points, this is the property, this is how the property looks like, based at the, at the bottom of the mountain range where the towers are located. The towers are located right here at the back of the hotel. Our unique selling point, as I've been highlighting, is the location, the main one, because our property is located right there, so our clients step outside of the property and then they can start trekking all the way up to the base of the towers. And most of the property, they have to wait until the gate of the national park is open to just allow their guests to start trekking 7 kilometers, 7 kilometers away is the gate, but then they are only allowed to drop off their clients 1.5 kilometers away from our property. So still, once again, our location got very good attribute. It's a very nice attribute for people because they just can wake up early in the morning, have breakfast, and at 7 in the morning they could just be wandering around the destination where no one else is around. Okay. Second unique selling point is our offer, which is versatile and flexible, because we do have a hotel and most of the people come here and stay in the hotel 3-4 nights usually on an all-inclusive program. Also, we do have a half-board alternative, but people, we always recommend to come here as an all-inclusive experience because we can just pick up passengers from any of the airport, Punta Arenas, which is the main airport, 5 hours away, Puerto Natales, which is an hour and a half away from the property, and Calafate in Argentina, which is around 5 hours, 3 to 5 hours, depending on the border crossing. Okay, and we can pick up and drop off your client from any of these airports, which is a very big advantage regarding other properties. As I said, our offer is very flexible because we don't request minimum of nights, neither we do request length of stay. If clients want to come for 2 days program or for 5 or for 7 nights program, we can price that out and they can enjoy being here with us. Also, the offer is very versatile because the clients can combine the hotel and also some other accommodation that they might want to enjoy, like the cabins or the mountain hostels. Sometimes it's not about budget, sometimes it's about experience. So people want to sleep sometime one night in the outdoor and enjoy, being in the middle of the mountain range and in the middle of the forest. So that's possible because we can combine hotel most of the nights or also, the rest of the accommodation that we can offer. Also, if people just want to enjoy the comfort of being in a hotel, they can do we have a program that is called W in Comfort. So they can enjoy the different legs of the W and sleep every night in the hotel, and we can arrange all that for you. All the services are being offered on a regular basis, so they share with other clients. But if you want to, or the clients want to privatize any leg of the trip, it's also possible. So we could privatize the transportation, the transfer in or out, or both. We could privatize also the excursions. We do have a menu of around 18 excursions where our guests can select according to their preferences. And yeah, pretty much, as I said, everything is included. And again, as I mentioned, they could do the W in comfort. Okay, so they could just stay every night in the hotel and enjoy the destination with, being experiencing an all-inclusive offer. Okay. So we always highlight that we offer an authentic Patagonian experience. I mentioned to you that the family that owns the business is a local family. So they've been here already 50 years since they bought the land. And the good things in here is the business, as I mentioned, started growing bit by bit. And that's why the family has always been pushing to highlight the local culture, the local food, and that's why we always say that we offer a very authentic Patagonian experience. This is the family. When they first settle here, you will see that always our staff is wearing their normal outfit, Patagonian outfit. You will see that the gauchos are something very particular from Patagonia. Gauchos are our cowboys in South America. That of course we share it with Argentina. And I forgot to mention here that in property we do have 200 horses. It's the only non-endemic animal that we still have in the land, because all the cattle and sheep were removed away from the land. Okay, so horses help us to not only provide tourism services, but also to manage the land holistically. I'm gonna tell you more about that later on. So some news and updates for the coming season. First of all, we're running a hotel rooms renovation. So we are renovating 74 rooms, all the 74 rooms that we have. So this is how the rooms used to look like until April this year, April 2024. And this is how the rooms are going to look like from October onwards. So it's a new concept. It's a totally, upgraded of the room of the services. So we got rid of the bath tubes, and also the decoration of the room is totally different. I have to mention here that the architect and the designer that are helping us with the renovation of the remodeling of the rooms, they are very well known professionals. They have helped other properties in Chile to run their renovations, and also the airlines LATAM lounge in Santiago was also built by them, and some other as I mentioned, hotels in Chile. So the concept here that they want to transmit is calmness, tranquility. So you will see that the concept is being very minimalistic, and with some key elements they are highlighting Patagonia. In fact, are the mock-up rooms. So the pilots, so they are working really hard now just to get the rooms ready for October. And there are some little details like the canvas that is at the back of the bed. At the time we took the photos, have not been finished yet, but this is going to be a Patagonian landscape for you to know. Another update that I like to mention too is, as I said, we also manage the rest of the accommodation within the W trekking. In total, between the hotel and the rest of the accommodation, we can host around 1,000 people per night. So it's a big operation that we run here in Patagonia. And we're also investing and updating all the infrastructure along the W trekking, which means new or extra showers, toilets, dining spaces, coffee and bar areas, so our guests can enjoy the destination in a more comfortable way. Okay. Also highlighting that we know how much we charge. That's why we really, want to deliver what people is paying for. So quality of service is of a high standard, and also the experience that we tailored throughout the entire experience since we pick up the clients from the different airports. Everything is being done, is being set, for the client to have a full Patagonian experience. This is in properties. I have to mention here that in a time frame of 3 years time, we're investing around 24 millions of American dollars just to update all the infrastructure and the service. And the first part of the renovation of the hotel are going to be only the rooms for this season. And for the next year, we're going to be updating or renewing the restaurant, the common areas, reception, and also the bar area. Okay, so as I said, we do have a fine dining restaurant on premises. Also, there is a bar, Pioneer Bar. And as I said at the beginning, everything is all inclusive, so clients can enjoy all this infrastructure while they are on property, and they can everything is included, from the transportation, all meals, all food. They can grab food from the bar at any time they want. All the drinks are included except the premium wines. And another exclusion that we do have are massages, and also the gray glacier navigation, because of course that's a limited ferry capacity, and then we need to book in advance in order to secure a space on the ferry. So those are the only three things that are not included in the price. All the rest, average price is $1,100 per night per person. But then the price varies according to the number of night people is staying with us. Okay, so right at the back of the hotel, we do have an organic garden where we produce 5 tons of food that goes straight from the garden into the table, and then back from the kitchen, from the restaurant, we get all the residuals, and then we create 15 tons of compost that goes back again into the soil. So that's, is it the recycling cycle that help us to keep this organic garden. Pioneer Bar, I mentioned to you, is to me at least is the main epicenter of the hotel. Is where everyone gather here to just share their experiences, to share a nice drink, and a very particular drink, because we have coined here in the Pioneer Bar a concept that has been internationally awarded, that is called sustainable cocktails. So what happened here is every drink is being served in a recyclable glass made of a bottle, served with a copper straw. Okay, and another particular thing is whatever the clients might bring from the organic garden, let's say a tomato, lettuce, cucumber, whatever, parsley, or whatever herbs they might collect in the organic garden, our bartenders will create a mixology that will pair, the alcohol, the liquor, with what the client has brought from the garden. So we believe that this space is a nice experience to make our clients to understand how fragile is the destination. So that's why sustainability for us is a key pillar on our everyday basis. So and we also offer a different experience to what other properties can offer in their properties. I already been telling you a little bit of what we are doing on sustainability. So I'm going to highlight now the sustainable project that we do have in place. So the first one is the reconstruction or rebuilding the main trail, the main trekking trail to the base of the towers. Remember that trail was built organically as people was going up and down. And of course, we created a lot of erosion throughout the land. And what we're doing now, we are reshaping and changing the gradient of the trail. So then we avoid all the washout of the soil when the rain comes. And this is a private effort, although the trail is open for everyone, because we are part of a national park. But this is a private effort, and it's something that we're very proud of what we're doing here. We have rebuilt already 7 kilometers out of the 10, so still maybe 1 or 2 more years to finish all the reconstruction of the trail. Just to highlight that this project has been being helped with some American park rangers that they come to volunteer here with us, and also some volunteers that we call, every season, to come and help us to run this project. Another important project that we are running in property is the holistic management of the land. Our land has been certified with the ecological outcome verification issued by Savory Institute out of the US. And that certification tells that tells that our soil is very strong to capture CO2. And how we do that, and that's here where the horses come into play. We sort of, or the holistic management technique, what that it does, it mimic what Mother Nature used to do with prey and the predator. Okay, so in the past, always the prey was running away, so that's allowed the prey never to overgrass the same patch of land. And then, of course, they are pee and poo, help to create a very strong layer of soil. And that's what we're doing here with the horses. 200 horses that we have in property, we move them from one place to another so they avoid overgrazing. And also, they help us to create strong soils that help us to capture CO2 in a better way. We're in the process of running a research that is going to tell us, the capacity of sequestration that we do have in place. I already mentioned to you about the organic garden, the sustainable cocktail concept that we have going in the Pioneer Bar. We have also built a welcome center right where the private land begins. That's the spot where all the transportation from other hotels need to drop off their clients, and from here to our property is still 1.5 kilometers. So we built, or the family built, the welcome center as a way to control the number of people getting into the national park. So no one is allowed to get in without having a reservation. Staying with us or staying with any other hotel in the destination, no one else without a reservation is allowed to come in. Okay, so that has been a good way to manage, the flow of people coming into the national park and into the private land, into our reserve. Okay, and another project we do have in place is our bushfire brigade. So you know that the landscape here, or the land here, is very fragile. So our main threat in the high season is our bushfires. So that's why we do have our own brigade that's been, set with the help of a, firemen, company or firemen brigade from the closest city. So here, all our infrastructure, all our mountain hostel are prepared to just react, to when if they first see or encounter fire, and then we have capacities to sort of react in advance, while we're waiting for the big support, the big help to just counteract the bushfire. So those are the main sustainable projects that we do have in place. And our vision is to be a worldwide reference for sustainable tourism and conservation. So that's where that's our goal. And also our mission is to inspire people with nature and with the nature and culture of Patagonia. I know that I already been telling you about that we offer different options of accommodation, and I'm going to highlight now some of the infrastructure we do have for the W trekking, for the multi-day trekking options. So once again, the national park is here, the famous W, the famous O circuit. We commercialize, we sell the W on programs too. It's not an all-inclusive, but it is a package. So it's a full board option of accommodation, depending on if the clients want to take a mountain lodge option, or if they want to take a camping option. I'm going to show you all that infrastructure. We also have, as I mentioned at the beginning, W Express, which is a shorter version, only 3 nights. And also we do have the W Express Plus, which is the same W Express plus 1 night in the hotel, which is a program that we launched recently because we realized that a lot of people wanted it to have or spend last night in a nice comfort of a hotel. Also, the trekking circuit, which is the 8 days, multi-days trekking along, the entire mountain range in the national park. So this photo here highlights the central area, the central mountain lodge that is 1.5 kilometers away from the hotel. The area where just clients gather to share their experiences. A lounge area. We do have 2 lounge areas in this mountain lodge: the dining space, the bar, and also the mountain lodge itself, which is is a shared accommodation. So 6 people in. They share bathrooms and toilets and showers. And this is the type of tent that I was highlighting. This tent comes fully equipped. So there is a mattress incorporated within the tent that is the size of a king size mattress. It's very thick. It's a very foam thick that comes, as I mentioned, embedded with the tent. And we provide a sleeping bag, a liner that is personal that we give to every client that want to do the W program, and also comes with a nice pillow, and we provide some vouchers to claim drinks in the mountain lodge. So we do have the camping option, remember, in most of the areas. So let's Central, just to remind you, Central, Chileno, that is very close to the towers, Cuernos, and the French Valley, which is the middle leg of the W. This is another view of the tent. The tents are set on a really strong, firm metal structure. So there's no problem on client just stepping, or climbing up to the tent. And this is just as a way to avoid the damage on the soil, and also it helps us to make a better use of the land and don't really change the land or the landscape just to sort of set a tent. So that's why it helps us to use the different slopes of the area of the land that we do have in different places of the mountain range. This is the Chileno bar. Is going to be the bar now, because all the new infrastructure for our guests are going to be at the back. This is we're rebuilding all this area. This is an old photo from the previous season, now in April this year. But from October onwards, we're going to have new infrastructure at the back of this mountain hostel. This used to be the old mountain hostel. Now all the infrastructure is going to be, the new infrastructure is going to be at the back. This is how it looks from inside, the dining area, tents in Chileno area. We move into the Cuernos area, which is more towards the middle. Also, this is going to be the last season we're going to be running this infrastructure. Then next year, we should have a brand new infrastructure for the mountain hostel. This is the view that we get from the Cuernos, from the horns of the mountain range. Cuernos is the only area where we do offer cabins. Cabins looks like this from inside, so it can be a twin or a double. It's more private, offer a more private experience, but they also share amongst all the cabins the showers and toilets. And also moving already into the French area, we do have, this is how the French area looks like. So this dome is the type of mountain lodge that we offer here. We can fit 8 people in here, so it's a little bit different to the other options in Central and Cuernos. So it's also a little bit more private because of the shape of the dome. People don't really see each other, so just only the bunk bed that is located in one of the corners, or no corner, but one of the areas of the dome. And this is the dining area in the French sector, and the tents. We are now building this walkway, so we're going to connect all the tents. They're going to be connected into the toilet, showers, and also the main building, which is the mountain hostel. That's a way also to avoid people stepping on the soil directly. And also we do have showers and toilets in the French area. So that's all these are the updates that I wanted to share with you today. So if you have any question, please feel free to just bring it on, and we're happy here, to answer all those.
Awesome. Thank you, Juan, for your presentation. I think it was really very, very clear. And we have a few questions for you on the control panel. So we encourage all travel advisors connected, if you have any questions regarding this presentation or the changes or updates that Las Torres is putting in place for the upcoming season, please type those on the control panel on your right, and we will start answering them right now. So first question we have from Deborah. She's interested in getting the map that you were showing at the beginning of your presentation. So you can find this map on the website, www.lastorres.com. However, we will make sure to include the map as well as this PowerPoint presentation that Juan was sharing with you all on the follow-up email, okay? Then we have a question for you, Juan, from Natalie. She's asking, how is the best way to book the camping facilities?
Okay. Yeah, is my mic open? Yeah. So can you hear me, Anita, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. Okay, so what is the best way to book the camping option? You can do it directly with one of our agents. So for that, you can contact Anna or contact me, or just contact the email that is published in our website, and one of our agents is going to be in charge of your booking. Okay, that's the easiest way to do it.
Awesome. Thank you. Then, well, regarding the mission and vision of the company, Deborah is interested in taking a look at that again. No worries, Deborah. We will include the PowerPoint presentation, so you will have time to check out the slides better, okay? So we have Jill that, yes?
Yeah, maybe to just point it out there that our vision is to be an example, an international example of sustainability. So that's the key core of what we want to do and who we want to be. Okay, but we will, as Anna said, we will make sure to send you over all the mission and vision of us.
Thank you. Thank you, Jill, for your business. She has clients heading to Las Torres this December, so happy to have them with us. Thank you for that, Jill. We have a question from Maria. What is the best time to take the O circuit?
Yeah, the O circuit is open from November to March, so November 1st to March 30th. And the best time to do the O circuit, it depends. Happen that in November, December, weather is warmer. Okay, so because summer is just coming into the southern hemisphere, which is okay. So clients might not encounter that much rain or that much cold. But also the landscape is different. When people visit or they do the O circuit in February or March, particularly March, they will see the autumn in the national park. So they will see that the colors are totally different. The colors are going to be more brownish type of a landscape, while in November, December is going to be very green, just after spring passed through and it's giving way to the summer season. So it's always various. You shouldn't, or your client shouldn't worry about the weather, because the weather in Patagonia changes like every other hour. So we always say there is no bad weather in Patagonia. It's only people not dressing properly. So you need to dress on day. it might not be sunny the entire day. So you might get some winds, you might get some rain, a little bit of rain. So you need to, or clients need to be ready. Okay, so we always advise when the booking is confirmed what to bring and be prepared, for the changing weather. Okay.
Right. Thank you, Juan. Another question from Natalie. Is early season or late season, like October, April, most optimal for value pricing?
Yeah, there is a difference in price. So always October, remember we're a seasonal business. So we operate in October 1st and we close in April from 25th to 30th. Depends on the demand. Usually it's almost the 30th, but sometimes it's just a few days early, depend on the bookings. But prices in October and in April are cheaper than in high season, which is November, December, Jan, and Feb, and March. Okay, so it's more convenient, and it's also there is less people too. Okay, so because it's the shoulder of the season. So yeah, it's a good option for people who want to pay less and don't want to be want to be more isolated in the trails or in the activities. Yeah, it's fine. We run the operations without any problem those months. Okay.
Yes, and I would like to add, first time I was at Las Torres, it was in April. It was 5 or 6 years ago. And we were there in April. If you have clients interested in photography, for example, April is an amazing month because it's the beginning of autumn in South America. So all the trees and all the flowers are changing colors, and you will see the different like gold, brown, the foliage. It's absolutely stunning. So it's ideal for people really interested like in taking pictures and doing photography tours within the national park. It's stunning. And then the last question we have from Sharon, which airport we should fly in there?
Yeah, good question, Sharon. Always depends on where is the itinerary of your clients. Because we arrange operations from Punta Arenas Airport, which is the biggest airport in the area. So most of the clients land into Punta Arenas because it's more air connectivity. There's more flights getting into that airport. But that airport is 5 hours away by land from the property and from the national park. So it's convenient in terms of connectivity. There is a closer airport that is called Puerto Natales. And Puerto Natales, if you book in advance, you will get the flights. But later in the season or in the middle of the season, it's more complex. But still is an option. And we've seen more every season, more flights are coming. So the airlines are putting more connectivity, which is good. But still is not enough. That's why Punta Arenas is still bigger operations. And Puerto Natales is only 1 hour, depends on traffic, because sometimes we do have Guanacos traffic or sheep or cows traffic. So it depends on traffic. It could be 1 hour, 1 hour and a half from Puerto Natales to get to the property. And the other option is Calafate in Argentina. And from Calafate, it varies depending on the border crossing, but it takes from 4 to 5 hours, depending on how, is the paperwork, what is, how much time takes the paperwork to cross the border. Okay. So those are the 3 main airports.
Thank you, Juan. And I wanted to add that an advantage of taking a flight into Punta Arenas, even if it is 5 hours drive from the hotel, if you are taking the all-inclusive program at the Hotel Las Torres, the first activity or excursion you have included in that program only for people arriving into Punta Arenas Airport is a stop at a cattle ranch, Estancia Cerro Negro, which is located in the middle between, on the road in the middle between the airport and the hotel. So it's not like it will be a 5 hours boring transfer up to the hotel. your clients will be stopping by this ranch. Depending on at what time they are arriving and which flight they are taking, they will be welcome either by a lamb barbecue or by a high tea in the afternoon, and they will be able to see a ship sharing demonstration and visit the house, which was converted in a museum. So they will be able to start learning about how the locals used to live in the past in those ranches where the cattle business was really important. So it's not just a regular transfer. It has included an activity with either a high tea or lunch already. So it's not that bad to take a flight up to Punta Arenas, which is 5 hours drive, okay? So we don't have, yes, last question. What is the minimum number of guests required for the different trekking options? Is there a minimum, Juan?
Yeah, we do have the ratio is 6 guests per 1 guide, okay, and the minimum we request is 2, okay. So, but yeah, we don't really have issues with organizing the the activities. So sometimes as people stay with us 3 or 4 days, we always accommodate them, and try to to arrange what the clients want to do. Okay.
Awesome, thank you. So we don't have any more questions here. So just to remind all of our travel advisors connected on today's webinar, please stay tuned and check your inbox. You will be getting in the upcoming days a follow-up email, which will include this recording, one presentation, all the digital materials that you need, the maps, the PowerPoint presentation, the rates, digital brochures, etc., as well as Las Torres reservations contact information, okay? In case you missed that email from Las Torres, don't worry. You have always my email address, anna@emergingdestinations.com. Just drop me a line and I will make the introductions as you need, okay? So this is all from my side, and I will leave the last seconds or minutes with you, Juan, if you want to wrap up this webinar.
No, yeah. First, just to thank everyone for connecting to this webinar, and hopefully it's useful for you. But just let us know whatever you might need. We're happy here. We're here to support you. We want you to sell, and that's why we're here. Okay. So once again, thank you very much, and feel free to reach out to us whatever you might need.
Thank you. Have a great afternoon.